Doctor Who's Christmas 2023 special has aired, and the 15th Doctor's adventures have finally begun. As you'd probably predict, the end of the episode gave us a little sneak preview of the next season of adventures. We're here today to break down each and every bit of the trailer to get a better picture of what the upcoming series looks like. You don't want to miss this. Just as a quick warning, we'll talk about the upcoming new season of Doctor Who, and we'll be theorising a little bit. So if you're waiting until May 2024 to watch it and want to go in blind, you should probably turn away now. Now that little warning's out of the way, let's get into it. Greetings everyone, I'm Jack and welcome to Tardis Central. If you want to keep up to date on all the latest Doctor Who news, lore and more, then hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Tardis Central. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Doctor Who universe. As always though, please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, because this is a giant new bold era for Doctor Who, and if you're talking about it, we want to hear about it. Oh, and a quick one, if you're watching this in between Christmas and New Year, I'll wish you a happy holidays and a happy new year. So enjoy that one, and we'll see you in 2024. Okay, let's talk about the opening excitement. The trailer opens with some shots of Ncuti Gatwa, the 15th Doctor. First is an extreme close-up, and it's hard to determine where he is. Although judged from his eyes, he looks like he's ready for a showdown. The next shot is a little further back and is probably from a different scene. Looking off in the distance, the Doctor seems almost bewildered by something. He's not wearing the signature jacket here either. God love his ever-changing wardrobe. The background is still blurred, but two people are clearly behind him. One of them appears to be a new companion, Ruby Sunday, played by Millie Gibson. The other doesn't appear to be anyone we recognise, though it is very blurry, so it's hard to tell. Finally, we get a bit of an action shot, the Doctor wearing his 1960s blue suit, and he's running down a corridor. What would Doctor Who be without a Doctor running down a corridor? It is safe to assume that this shot comes from a 1960s episode, with this possibly being set inside Abbey Road Studios, which we know is going to be a pivotal location in the episode. More on that later though. All of these shots take place in about 3 seconds flat, and it really is setting up a lot of excitement to come. We then cut to the Doctor and Ruby in the Tardis. As opposed to the warm yellow light we saw in the Giggle or the cooler lighting from the end of a recent Christmas special, this one's different. The rounders, or round things if you prefer, are red and blue. It's the same one we saw in the Sonic Screwdriver reveal video. I'm glad it's being used in an actual episode, it generally looks amazing and I want this lighting setup for my room. It'll be great. The idea of them going into the vortex tells me we could be heading for another TARDIS-based episode. At the very least, things are about to get very, very real. The next shot is the TARDIS materializing by a cliff top. It looks to be a bit like Giltar Point, which is in Pembrokeshire. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Giltar Point? Giltar Point? We saw Doctor Who filming here in January of 2023, which is starting to feel like a lifetime ago, if not a year ago. It looks like quite a dramatic scene was filmed here. I don't think we're quite ready for what's going on. We do then cut to Ruby standing in a lab of some sort. There are two bats behind her here, and there are whispers of space babies and an episode kicking off the series. Could these bats be the space babies? There are also rumours of an episode being set aboard the spaceship crash in Roswell, New Mexico, which never happened. So these could be aliens in an Area 51 location. That'd be nice. We then see Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor, who seems to be pushing against something in a bright environment. Like the shot of the two blurry figures behind him, he seems to have abandoned his jacket. It appears to be the same top from the end of the Church of Ruby Road, which is now adorning the Whoniverse logo on BBC iPlayer. We also catch him hitting a big red button. What's the Doctor about a big red button to press? Everyone loves a big red button. I need one. Hopefully it's the solution to all of the problems in this moment. These shots of all Ncuti saying, "I have the whole universe at my fingertips," narrated over them. It looks like he's up for some big adventures then. We then cut to the much anticipated Regency episode. We get a brief look at this from several Instagram posts last year, announcing guest star Jonathan Groff and giving us a very good look at some very fancy costumes. Here, the Doctor and Groff's character are dancing together in the centre of a room. There's a bit of a crowd around them as they gaze into each other's eyes. We also get a glimpse of India Varma's mysterious Duchess. This confirms that she and Groff will exist in the same episode, which had been the subject of speculation for some time. She says, "Oh, this is new," as we get closer and closer to the Doctor and Jonathan Groff staring into each other's eyes. The Doctor then slaps Groff, calling him Cad. If this term isn't familiar to you, it's a rather dated term for a dishonourable man. Think of it a bit like the word scoundrel. Quite what happens to make that happen remains to be seen, but we could well be headed for a character in the same vein as Jack Harkness from Torchwood. We don't know who he's playing, but more later. Then we cut from the Regency and up to the swinging 60s. The Doctor and Ruby wander around the TARDIS with the rounds of light blue and pink. The Doctor seems excited that they're going to Abbey Road Studios, and we cut to a shot of them wandering around the road as well. The odds of us getting a shot of the iconic crossing are very high. We also see the pair by a bunch of recording equipment, where they get excited, and we think we know why. It's kind of stated. Right after this, we cut to the actual Beatles, well, actors playing a Beatle. But still, the Beatles in an episode of Doctor Who, perhaps we're going to see them play an iconic Beatles song. If only we knew what year it was set in, then we could at least have a bit of a guess. Any guesses for you guys? Comment down below. Next shot is of a Doctor stepping on what I can only assume is a landmine. It's not a human one though, it's probably an alien trap. The green lights are a dead giveaway and the Doctor looks generally scared. However, he'll escape somewhere because Ncuti Gatwa is filming for season 2, so you know, happy days. We then cut to Ruby at what appears to be Pembrokeshire, standing outside the Tardis. Based on how this and the next shot of the mysterious figure in the distance are presented, it appears that Ruby's staring at her. While blurry and unclear, it looks eerily like actress Susan Twist. She previously played Mrs. Merridew in the Isaac Newton scene of Wild Blue Yonder. This is the second Doctor Who 60th special with David Tennant. You know, the one where history was changed forever with the Mavity scene. She also appeared in the church on Ruby Road, heckling Ruby's band when the power went out. Her appearance during With Ruby, There Are Powers Beyond the Universe line surely isn't a coincidence. Genuinely, what is going on with her? But there are other villains we must also worry about with some potentially massive cosmic forces and scary monsters. And super creeps amongst them. First among these villains is a mysterious character played by Jinx Monsoon. Their costume is adorned with piano keys. Very musical. This could be from a Beatles episode, which is a little musical in its concept. This looks rather likely because the very next shot is again the Doctor in his 60s outfit. It seems like they're trying to form a connection between the 60s and Monsoon's character. There are also some slug monsters. We know very little about them, although eagle-eyed fans probably caught a glimpse while they were filming last year at Swansea University. Ruby seemed consoling with Doctor, saying he sounds scared as he's just started babbling. But honestly, the Doctor does a lot of babbling anyway. Behind it is a crashed wreckage of something. It looks a bit like an escape pod. Where they are and what's come out of the wreckage is a total stab in the dark. But if the Doctor's scared, we should also be a little bit worried. Next up is some reptilian looking monster. It looks a bit like a lizard but standing upright and like a demogorgon. A demonic creature from mythology, popularized by Dungeons & Dragons and Stranger Things. This is a part of the show's transition to a more scary villain, with the Doctor and Ruby screaming and running away, which, based on that roar, is the same response if you ask me. I'd be 10 feet in that way. No, I'd be 10 miles in that way. Thankfully, the Doctor is not facing his foes alone. Mel, a companion to the 6th and 7th Doctors in the classic series, is back by his side. We last saw her in The Giggle where she was working with UNIT, having returned to Earth. She spent some time with David Tennant's 14th Doctor, following the regeneration, or should I say by regeneration. So how will the series address that? She's seen riding an orange moped with the 15th Doctor around a chaotic street scene. Pedestrians are seen running away, with cars darting around in various directions. It's not quite on the scale of a madness we saw at the start of The Giggle, but something's happening here. Perhaps an alien invasion. Could we be seeing the return of the Daleks here? Regardless, the Doctor encourages Mel to go faster. For warning, I'll show you a small image from the filming. It's only of Mel and the Doctor on the moped, but this image is fantastic and I love the look of them both. Next, we see John McGrath's character pulling a futuristic alien gun at the Doctor. This dashes just about any chance of his character being a historical figure. Could he be a time traveler himself? Between that and the CAD line from earlier, it seems like they're setting up a new Captain Jack style scoundrel character, and I'm all for it. We see Ruby in a Regency outfit hitting something with a book. We don't know what she's aiming at, but odds are it's either the Duchess or Groth's character. Next, we get a bit of a surprise in the return of Yasmin Finney's Rose Noble. Eagle-eyed fans would have picked up a quote from Russell T Davies when speaking to Entertainment Weekly, where he said she has more appearances to come, simply because I adore working with her. From the end of A Giggle, we know that she's travelled in the Tardis before with the 14th Doctor. I'm generally interested in how her return will be done. Perhaps she'll become a proper companion someday. Also, she's in the Unit HQ set, potentially working with them. We do know that Kate Stewart's returning too, although she's nowhere to be seen at the moment. But if Eagle Eye fans can look closer, and I will zoom in for you, the ever so lovely Colonel Ibrahim is also in the background there. Whether we'll see Ruth Madley, Shirley Ann Bingham in the scene as well, who knows. Catherine Tate would be lovely because, you know, she might be on unit staff by now. These shots are laid over some narration which just goes, no job, no boss, just fun. While it's a nice little tagline for the show, we know a boss is out there somewhere. We assume it'll be one of the long-term storylines for the series going forward after it's set up at the end of a Star Beast. The team here at Tardis Central have recently done a video taking a couple of jabs at who this boss could be, and we can't wait to find out. At the beginning of the end of a trailer, Ruby is outside the TARDIS, clearly delighted in her destination, so it won't be all doom and gloom and danger. It's nice to see the Doctor and their companion bonding and having some fun in the middle of the season. They've had an excellent dynamic so far with the Christmas special, and we hope this only grows as the season progresses. We also see the Doctor dressed in his Regency outfit. Holding a sonic screwdriver, he appears in a dark and alien environment, screaming classic. The closing shots of the trailer of the Doctor and Ruby in the Tardis. The first one appears to be from Ruby coming into the Tardis for the first time at the end of a church on Ruby Road. Meanwhile, the Doctor snapping his fingers, can't do it, which we all know closes the door of the Tardis, is new and definite a promise of adventure. The final look is a hug shared in the Tardis doorway between Ruby and the Doctor, now sporting a black shirt. It reminds me of scenes between 13 and Yaz, at the bottom of the ocean in Legend of the Sea Devils. The dynamic between them seems generally platonic though. The Doctor and Ruby are friends with banter to die for. And that's a shot-by-shot analysis and breakdown of our first proper look at Season 1 of Doctor Who. We can't wait to see the proper adventure of the 15th Doctor and Ruby in 2024. The church on Ruby Road has left me wanting more. It wasn't an explosive trailer, and I can't wait to see what's in the store for next year. And let's be honest, we'll probably get a bigger trailer as well next year. Doctor Who does return in May 2024 with the highly anticipated Season 1, an 8-episode epic. By the way, it technically is Series 14, but they've reset it again, so it is Season 1. I know it's a bit confusing. This season will air on BBC One and BBC iPlayer in the United Kingdom, and simultaneously on Disney Plus in the rest of the world. As always, if you want to keep up to date on the latest Doctor Who news, lore, and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Tardis Central. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Doctor Who universe. For now, I've been Jack, thank you for watching, and we'll see you very soon.